In this video, we will learn some calculation hacks which will be useful for SAT math. Now, I know you would be thinking that, hey, I'm allowed to use a calculator on the entire section of SAT math, and why do I need to know these hacks? Now, trust me when I say this, I know that you're allowed to use a calculator on the math section of the SAT, but your 90% of the questions are supposed to be solved without a calculator. And if you find yourself using a calculator for almost every question, then just understand that you're doing something wrong. SAT people, they don't want you to use a calculator, and instead they want you to be really smart. And if you just see some weird decimals like 273.042251, unless you have some big, like really big decimals, only then you use a calculator. Other than that, there's no need to use a calculator. And instead of saving time, you will end up spending more time if you start using calculators for just regular stuff. Now, how do you do your questions without using a calculator? Well, there are some very simple hacks, starting with the first one, which is multiplying two-digit numbers. So here I have taken two-digit numbers, 32 and 24. In order to multiply them, well, take the first digit of the first number and multiply it by the first digit of the second number. So 3 times 2, that's 6. You write that 6 here. Then you take the second digit of the first number and the second digit of the second number. 3 times 4, that's 8. You write that 8 here. Then you take the remaining digits. So 2 and 2. 2 times 2, that's 4. And 3 times 4. 3 times 4, that's 12. You write 12 here. Now 12 plus 4 is 16. So you write 16 in the middle. And you carry this 1 over to the 6. So 6 plus 7, 6 plus 1 gives you 7. And that's your answer, 768. Actually, what you're doing here is the FOIL method. If you remember the FOIL method, first terms, the outside terms, the inside terms, and the last term. Like this method is used to multiply two binomial expressions. The same method you can use to multiply two-digit numbers. Now you would be thinking that I can find out this answer faster with the help of a calculator instead of using this method. But trust me, if you practice enough questions using this hack, you will start getting this answer in less than 5 seconds. Trust me when I say this. Next hack is multiplying a two-digit number by 11. Now, this is really fun. Now, let's say you have a two-digit number, 34. You are multiplying it by 11. So what you have to do is just make a little space between 3 and 4. Just make some space, okay? And now add 3 and 4. Well, 3 and 4 is 7. Write that 7 here, and that's your answer. What? Isn't that mind-blowing? I know. Let's try another one. Let's take 52. Just make a little space, add both of them. You want to multiply 52 by 11, okay? So add 5 and 2, that's a 7, write that 7 here, and that's your answer. Oh my God. This is crazy. Now, what happens if you take a number 92 in which you get a two-digit number upon adding? So if you want to multiply 92 by 11, so again, now make a little space. This time make some more like extra space because 9 plus 2 will be 11. So you write that 11. You're multiplying it by 11. 9 plus 2, that gives you 11. Now you take this 1, the digit which is on the left side, and you add it to 9. So 9 plus 1 is 10. 9 plus 1 is 10. So the answer is 1012. That is crazy. Third hack says that percentages can be reversed. Percentages can be reversed. Now this is really useful. Let's say you want to find out what will be 17% of 50. Now, this hack says that you can reverse the percentages. So instead of finding out 17% of 50, you can find out 50% of 70. Now, I don't like this number 17 for some reason. So what you can do is just reverse them. 50% of 17, that will be the same. Now, the benefit of doing this is we know 50% is just 1/2. And we know 1/2 of 17, well, that's easy. That's going to be 8.5. Now, in addition to this hack, you should also know the fraction equivalent of some common percentages, like 10% is 1/10, 20% is 1/5, 25% is 1/4, 50% is 1/2, 75% is 3/4, and 100% is 1. Like you literally get questions in which you have to find out what will be 470% of 10. If you don't know this hack, well, you would be doing 470 over 100 times 10. If you know this hack, then you know that you can reverse the percentages, and 470% of 10 is same as finding out 10% of 470, and 10% is just 1/10. So you just have to divide 470 by 10, and that will be 47. Just in less than 3 seconds, you get the answer. Like, I am speaking all of this, but in my mind, when I see this expression, I know the answer will be 47. In just 1 second, I know the answer will be 47. Okay, see, 16% of 75. Well, you can reverse the percentage and say that will be same as 75% of 16, and 75% is 3/4. 3/4 of 16. Oh my God, that's super easy. 4 times 4, and then 3 times 4 is 12. The next hack is, it is useful for adding and subtracting two fractions. It's called the butterfly method. In this butterfly method, let's say you want to add or subtract two fractions, let's say 1/4 and 3/5. Well, what you will do is you will create a butterfly. Create a butterfly. 1 times 5, that's 5. 4 times 3, that's 12. And you add them because it's an addition problem, so add them. And then create 4 times 5, which is 20. So 5 plus 12 is 17 over 20, and that's your answer. Let's take another one. 1/4 plus 3/8. Well, let's create a butterfly. 1 times 8, that's 8. 4 times 3, that's 12. And 4 times 8, that's 32. 8 plus 12. Well, 8 plus 12 is 20 over 32. Simplify. Now you'll need to simplify when the denominator has, like, when the two denominators have some common number, common factor. Now this will be 5/8, and that's your answer. And the last and the final hack is squaring a number that ends in 5. So for example, 35 squared, 75 squared, 115 squared. See, all of these numbers have 5 and their unit digit as their unit digit. So when you have to multiply a number, like when you have to square a number in which you have 5 in the unit place, it's very easy. First of all, you will write 25, like this is the final answer, okay? Final answer, final answer, final answer. And if you see in all the answers, you have 25, 25, 25. This 25 comes because 5 squared is 25. So 25 will be always there as the last two digits. And for the first and for the remaining digits, what you'll do is you ignore the 5, ignore the 5, ignore the 5. And what is left? 3 is left. So write 3 and add 1 to this remaining number. So 3 plus 1 is 4. Now multiply 3 and 4, that's 12. And you write the 12 here. That's your answer. Ignore the 5, you have a 7. Add 1 to 7, that's 8. 7 times 8 is 56. You write 56 here, and that's your answer. Ignore the 5, you have 11. You add 1 to 11, that's 12. 11 times 12 is 132. You write that 132 here, and that's your answer. So try using these hacks when you're trying to solve a SAT question, and you will see that you need to reduce your dependence on a calculator. It will come slowly, but trust me, it is going to be a really powerful tool if you start using these hacks in your regular calculations. And slowly you will see that you don't even need a calculator anymore unless you have some really complicated numbers or decimals.